I guess if you want to just, if you want to hear my definition of psychobilly, it's pretty much just like the people that were listening to neo-rockabilly in the 70s and 80s, and they really just were sick of it being so happy-go-lucky all the time, and they really wanted to give it some anger and some balls and really just kind of take it to another level.
It's gotten a lot different since like when it first started out, but it's basically like when the early bands came out, like it was just like, the more traditional kind of rockabilly sound, but it was sped up a little more and, had that punk influence, had more of like a, a little more distortion on the guitars and stuff. But now, like, I don't know, you got bands that are like influenced by a lot of metal and hardcore and stuff like that, and still bands that are more traditional.
And now psychobilly's more of like I don't want to say like a gimmick, but a lot of the people that are doing it, you got like the makeup and the big quiffs and all that kind of stuff, which is kind of like why we don't really know where to really put a category on the kind of music we play, because we don't really feel like we fit in with a lot of the newer type psychobilly bands.
We played a hot rod convention in Fort Worth, and all the other bands in that bill that night were very traditional rockabilly, which is really fucking cool, but different crowd altogether. We scared the shit out of everyone there.
I don't know, we have a tendency of drinking a little too much before we go on stage, but I guess that just makes it even more interesting.
Like, the reaction was this, "Dun!" Everyone was kind of going. So that was kind of awkward, but...
What's been your absolute worst onstage experience?
Sorry.
We played at this club called the Red Blood Club downtown on Commerce Street, and everything that could have gone wrong pretty much did.
I broke a string like halfway through the first song, and that was the one show that not only did I not have a backup guitar, but I didn't have any extra strings. So I had an E string on my A cranked up all the way, so my hand was like, cramping up.
Me and Gabe and Clint are up there like finishing the song out and stuff. But and about halfway through, like my bass bridge just fell.
You hear...
So I'm sitting here like on the ground trying to get this thing back up to where the strings are going over it and everything, and I don't know, just overall it was just bad.
My stuff wasn't messing up, but the monitors all in front of me were just drowning everything out. I couldn't hear anything, so we ended up shortening our set down to like 5 songs.
There's this one show we played with some buddies of ours, this band called The Itch that was down from Missouri. The promotion from the club was so bad. I'm not going to mention the club, but the promotion was so bad that literally one person showed up.
Basically, we're just promoting through MySpace right now. I mean, it's like, I had to book, like, at the beginning of 2006, I had to put 11 shows together in like 24 hours, and a couple of them got messed up, because we've been having to do it all ourselves. And it's really sucky, but we just have, like, that drive to do it. So, like, it's been hell, but we get them booked.
I don't know, we get hooked up with people, like different bands, and they're like, oh, hey, we want to hook up a show with you, or, just people that, like, work at clubs around here, and they're like, hey, we got an open slot, or, stuff like that.
Footwork is a real big deal. Clint and I try to do as much footwork as he can, but promoting in Dallas and promoting in Denton is really hard because you can tell as many people as you want to go to a show, and they just don't show up most of the time. And the problem to me is, like, kids complain about no good bands coming through their town, but if they don't come out and support, what's the point?
I said to my wife, and I was like, should I keep doing this or should I go to school? But as cool as she is, she was like, no, keep doing it, because I know you love it and you would regret it the moment if you ever wanted to break anything up, especially this early. That's not in my spirit to do it. I have way too much drive and ambition to let go of this, especially now.
Played with this band, Brutally Frank, in San Antonio at Sam's. And we like really hit it off with them, and they're like, hey, we want you to come out and play a show with us in Missouri.
So we drove up to Missouri, and we ended up clicking with them like really well. They're really, really good friends of ours, and their label guy, Matt, he runs the whole label. He ended up being a really good friend of ours too.
And he was talking to us. He's like, guys, I'd really like to sit down and talk to y'all and see if y'all be interested in maybe doing something with Zero Youth. And so we were like, cool, definitely, and the next time we went up, he had a contract ready, and he said, hey guys, here's what I got. What do you think? So It was actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
Album's gonna be called Ship of Beggars. That's like it's one of our slower tracks, but it's an awesome song, and I was telling the guys I really think that should be the album name.
The bad shows in this band are better than some of the best shows that I've played in the past. So, these guys are like my brothers. So,
We have such like a camaraderie and a brotherhood and a really great like tight friendship, and I don't think no matter what happens between us all, I think we'll always be a really good tight family.
I don't know, like a lot of bands, there's so many people that just show up to play, like they don't hang out or anything like that outside of the band. And like I said, we're friends first, and bandmates second. So we're just doing this to have fun together, I guess. But I think that makes it even stronger.